Chuck Palahniuk. Today we're going to be reading Lullaby. Yes, by Chuck Palahniuk, the guy who wrote Fight Club starring sexy Brad Pitt. I'm Jillian Wilson. I'm a communications major here at Temple, focusing on social media in our technological world.
I'm Kelsey Denges, and I'm going to be talking about the journalistic aspects in this novel.
I'm Nikki Lorenzi. I'm an English and philosophy double major. I'm going to be looking at the ethics of this book.
I'm Amanda Schaefer. I'm a history major, and I'm going to be looking at historical authenticity of this. Sure. All right. So today we're going to discuss possibly could there be a calling song, and within the book it is described as an ancient song from Africa where they would sing their warriors to rest and to peaceful death. And I have gone through multiple sources, and I have yet to actually see any definite confirmation on whether there is an actual culling song. As far as I know, it only exists in Chuck Palahniuk's work, but that doesn't mean there isn't a possibility. There's haunted and cursed objects that are said to bring bad luck throughout the centuries, and are they coincidence, are they not? It's hard to tell. But lullabies themselves have been present throughout all of history, so it wouldn't be surprised that it's meant to put children to sleep. So wouldn't be surprised if there was something about warriors and them going to their rest. Again, children's nursery rhymes, innocent enough in and of themselves, but then you look within the deeper meanings, and it's, ring around the rosy, oh, it's the Black Death. You have, just really innocuous teaching devices that still have a deeper, subtle context. So that's about all I got on the whole historical side of Lullaby.
So it's not necessarily unbelievable that people would believe there's a song that kills people?
No, I would definitely say there is, probability. Some African culture is, has that source of voodoo where you have the, evil sorcerers and sorceresses creating, magical spells and stuff meant to punish certain people. So it wouldn't be surprising if there was a song like that.
So I read it from, like I said, an ethical standpoint. There's, an obvious ethical question. When you have something like the culling song, this powerful spell that kills people, you're essentially, you have the ability to play God. So, the question becomes, what would you do if you had the power to kill? And it's kind of a question that lies in the background of the novel. It's never fully addressed. A lot of the characters, they're faced with this question and they have their own opinion on it, and they act on that opinion, but it's not really a question that is actually asked in the novel. So this is definitely the problem that the characters struggle with. This is kind of what the novel's about, what to do with this song. And as the reader, as we read it, we kind of feel that Oyster's, eco-terrorist ways are not necessarily the right way to go. So we know that that's wrong. We might like to think that we would be the Carl Streeter of the novel, where we would just, get rid of it before it can harm anyone else. But you also kind of have to admit, would you consider doing it Helen's way? Would you kill people for money? It's to your advantage, it's quick, it's easy, no one knows it's you, and you're usually killing bad people. So there's, definitely a lot of different ways to look at it, and the reader kind of has to answer it themselves too, if not personally, then generally, what is the right thing to do here? So that's definitely...
Philosophically, what would be the right
Philosophically, morally, ethically, what would you do? So it's kind of an interesting way to look at it too.
Yeah, but talking from an ethical standpoint and a journalistic view, I think that it's really appropriate that this book, the main character, is a journalist, because ethics and journalism go hand in hand. I've been studying journalism for 4 years now, and it just, to me, it's, am I doing the right thing every single time that you write something about someone? Like, should I put this word in here or something like that? Because it might show them in a bad light, but like, you know, you're hurting one person or you're hurting the public. Like, you're hurting the person that you write about, or you're hurting the people who you're not telling.
So as far as, you know, from a journalistic standpoint, in the beginning, you know, Carl starts, or the story starts with Carl writing this article on crib death. And then when he kind of suspects that the culling song exists, I mean, is that kind of a journalist's dilemma as far as, do you publish this information? Like, do you let the world know, or?
I think it definitely is a question that should be asked, because, you know, as a journalist, your job is supposed to help the public and like inform them. You are their informer, so you're opening up the closed doors. And you know, and on one hand, he'd be telling people that there's this thing out there, this like Loch Ness monster that's, you know, like invisibly killing things. But at the same time, like, if he did let it out, like
it opens the door first.
it opens the door to be like, well, what the hell is this? Like, let me, you know,
Investigate.
read every single thing, and then everyone would know what was going on, which would be an interesting point for Jillian to talk about.
Also relating to a different aspect of media and journalism. Well, just like in our society today, technology is so prevalent. Like, we have smartphones and computers, and TV's always on, iPod's always on. So our lives are run by media, essentially. So messages are spread, whether New York Reviews or not. And the culling, like having a culling song around today would be impossible to keep that a secret. It would be spread via like chat rooms and, you know, text messages, Facebook, Twitter, blogs. It would be impossible to keep a secret.
The next biggest thing on YouTube.
Right, it would be the next biggest thing on YouTube, and everyone would die, so we wouldn't have YouTube. But it would be the next biggest thing on YouTube. It's impossible to have a private life now, it'd be impossible to have this powerful song in our society that no one would know about.
It's kind of scary to think about.
It really is. I hope it doesn't exist.
But yes, it is comforting to know that there isn't.
I know.
Alright, so that was our discussion of Lullaby. Tune in next time for Guns with Occasional Music by Jonathan
Let them.
Left.